What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite host and jealous hater Apoc, and welcome back to the channel. So last time we dove real deep into the first half of the first episode of Bates, Kieran and Qua's flopped podcast. You know, the one that they treat like a vlog channel. These lames are straight up giving and using life updates as content because they have nothing else to talk about. So much for having so many stories to tell, huh, Qua? Now, I was going to release the other half of the episode that I covered, but I had some afterthoughts that I want to express before going into more nonsense. Oh, and I'll be clowning on this goon again as well. Okay, let's get to the show. So first off, we gotta talk about this description though. We talk about why it's a dumb decision to buy this car, but it's even more dumber to be mad about it. No one was even mad that they bought the car. They just love to spew this rhetoric that everybody is against them and they shit on their dreams and goals and aspirations, but nobody actually gives a damn. At least most people, and the ones that do are the actual fans and not us, not the apparent jealous haters. People like me couldn't care less. It's just the context of. It's also ridiculous for them to label any of us stalkers for just examining the content that they choose personally to push out. Even the girl who made that Instagram exposing Karen for having the Audi, she's not a stalker either. I mean, yeah, it's a waste of time and pointless because she didn't make any money, but just because she did that doesn't mean she's a creep. She didn't go digging for anything. It was literally there. And all she did was do the same exact thing that the entire KKandbabyJ community does on the daily.
But Apoc, she was stopping the vlogs frame by frame.
Yeah, well, how many times have we heard Kieran and Qua laughing to the fact that their community spots things like ovulation test in the vlog in the background on a countertop? It's literally the same exact thing. Not to mention Kieran and Qua like to leave hints or clues in their vlogs for either their audience or trolls. They do this all the time. They admit in this first episode that's exactly what they do. This behavior is nothing new to them, and they literally enable it. But imagine being so pressed about someone dedicating their time to exposing that you have a car, which you were already planning to show, but pretending like that's not what you were going to do, while random people on the internet steal and collect pictures of your children and post it online for other randoms to see. And then they dedicate their time to making edits and talking about your family and life. But yeah, we're the problem queen. The only reason the Audi is an issue is because her dreams cost them money and put them in a financial debt. Plus, her so-called dreams never last long. Literally after a year of having the car, she changed her mind on it.
You asked me earlier if I was sad.
Yeah?
I'm not sad.
Why?
Because the car was really fun and it was my dream car and everything. And it just turns out I didn't do enough research.
Why?
So I think it's not my dream car anymore.
What's your dream car?
I don't know.
So how in the hell are you going to claim that this Audi was your dream car since high school, but then just change your mind on it on a dime shortly after getting it, all because
I don't think it's my dream anymore.
and then state that you didn't do enough research on it? Bro, if you did any research on it at all, it would have never been your dream car to begin with. Qua even stated last year that Karen knows nothing about cars.
It's almost like she got it because it's fast and shiny.
The point is, it was just a waste of time and money. And yeah, it's not my problem, but I do speak up for children. And like I said, them buying the car in general put their livelihood at risk. Apparently, they had to sell that Audi later on to pay off their $200,000 they owed in back taxes that they didn't pay for years, that they avoided paying for years because they didn't want to give up their money. They were selfish with their money and not paying what's owed, which is pretty typical of them. But per usual, Karen and Qua doubled down on their debt and used the Audi money to purchase another Audi that they didn't even need and a $120,000 party boat, which literally in the vlog when she's returning the Audi, she said that would be dumb.
If I could go out and buy another car and buy a boat right now and keep this, I would. But that's not realistic.
Right.
That's stupid.
Mind you, they literally admit to deliberately avoid paying off their debts, all because Karen wanted another car, in a time where they both know, this is well known to them, that they are hurting financially, which the only conclusion that I can come up for them doing this is to keep that fake facade of the rich lifestyle going, which means they risked it all to show off for others. And yeah, later on Qua admits that the Audi was a bad purchase, but in this very podcast all he said that cars are bad investments, which is obvious. And in the rest of this episode, they were just calling people jealous and how they love being able to finally talk about the car. So which is it? Both of them, especially Qua, think so highly of themselves that they think they have any sort of credibility at all with giving advice or trying to motivate others with hard work, and claiming that the podcast is such a great platform to do that, while never being consistent not once with the podcast.
Our goals paid off our material possessions, guys.
No, they didn't. Your kids did. The only reason you have these things is because of them. I mean, if you just break down their goals and dreams, it's always based around materialism, the lake house, the boat, the Gucci, and getting all that by any means necessary, even down to exploiting your own children to do so. They say their goals paid for everything. How? If your goal is to buy a $200,000 sports car, how does buying one help you pay it off? Goals are milestones in your life that you achieve through process. So where's the process to their goals? It would be working hard, right? So like I said in my last video, where or when did Karen work hard? Both of them bought their apparent dream cars and paid off their old home within those 3 years that they claim to have only been vlogging. So where is the hard work? There was no K-Gas, there was no real estate, there was literally nothing but vlogging. So when Qua states that Karen worked her bootay off for the Audi, I'm quite curious as to what he means, because he did all the editing and he vlogged half the time while Karen took naps and watched the kids sometimes. Oh, in my last video I said something that I want to clarify real quick. So basically I was just saying the same thing. Qua does all the work while Karen naps and watches the kids, right? Now that wasn't intended as shade towards any mothers or stay-at-home parents, because all that is important for a stable home. But I did explain things further in this comment and explain the differences between duty and responsibility, and how the same rules that apply to most parents and households do not apply to Karen and Qua. Now I'm not going to read all this out because I want to move along with the video, but feel free to pause and read for yourself if you're interested. But anyways, let's move on to the Canadian clown known as Dad Challenge podcast, where I had a very short and one-sided conversation with the guy. And this was way back when he claimed that he wanted to help and uplift other smaller creators within the anti-family vlog community to help bring more awareness to child exploitation and whatnot. Now obviously that really didn't pan out because it just ended up where he's just a running joke or a meme within the group. We all think he's dog water, that he's full of shit, and that he uses a cause, saving the children, to his own benefit and clout, and now he can just do or say whatever the hell he wants about anyone at any given time, even down to doxing. He's just a hateful, spiteful little man who failed at being a vlogger. So what does he do? He takes his hate out on vloggers. Dude really doesn't even care for kids. He's just like modern warrior of the anti-mommy vloggers, spewing nonsense, thinking that bashing home decor will change minds. Anyways, here's what I said to him way back then. Hey, I have a channel called Apoc and I really like your collab idea. I'm highly interested in doing something like this. And that's about as far as the conversation went. All he said was link me, and I did, and then I got ghosted faster than the disappearance of his hairline. Now, before any of his cronies go,
Apoc, you're just a jealous hater.
know that I'm not. I'm actually glad he didn't respond back, because after finding out more about him and who he is as a person, I don't want to go anywhere near that thing. Dude's worse than the people that he covers, the child exploiters, and he's the biggest hypocrite, complaining about other people traveling during COVID while he travels to a whole ass other country to a state with the least restrictions. Bruh. Plus his community is so utterly damn toxic, it's insane. Some of you are decent humans, but 90% of you are dog water. That means you're trash. It's quite funny though that his brain dead sheep think that anyone is envious of him and what he's built, but we have all seen what he has to offer, and the same goes for his community. And man, it's nothing but a bunch of goons full of hate. And when they start comparing me and DCP, they literally go against the message. It's not a competition, people. It doesn't matter who has more or less subs. The point is to help the children, right? So why are you so pressed about clout? Thanks for proving my point. Anyways, all you jealous haters, that's about it. Yeah, so KK and Baby J are liars who contradict themselves at every turn, and that was only half an episode, so there's a lot more cringe coming. And DCP is a liar as well. Dude's using child exploitation as a shield to hide his own bullshit. He doesn't care. There's no real message. He never planned to uplift anyone, just himself, which is why he's left with no friends or any creators who care for him. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.